Really, bro? Really? This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Today is the last day that we are doing our hoodie sale. 30% off all hoodies. Don't need a discount code. Just put the hoodie in the cart. You get 30% off. Also, 20% off store-wide. Tatum IG. Use Tatum IG for the discount code, and you get 20% off. They don't go together, so you got to use one or the other. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick. If y'all haven't seen this clip yet, I don't know what to say to you. Just when I thought social justice Kaepernick couldn't get any worse, I don't want to use the other word. I'm just going to say worse. If he couldn't get any more disingenuous. Now, this is his documentary that they have on Netflix. I think it's called Colin in Black and White or something, some social justice idiocy. But somehow he got a documentary on Netflix. Now, I guarantee you, because we're going to show this clip and I'm explaining exactly why I think this guy is full of crap. But I bet you $100 the entire documentary that is associated with him is going to be a complete SJW platform. All it's going to be is social justice and no truth, no facts, no reality, just social justice. The dumbest clip on the internet. The most disingenuous statements made about black people on the internet currently is produced by this guy. But I'm going to throw the film so you can hear how ridiculous this is, and then I'm going to explain my opinion on it. And I want you to comment in the comment section with me and explain your opinion on it. Without further ado, roll the film.
Understand is what's being established is a power dynamic. Before they put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance.
Let me stop him. I can't listen to the stupidity. I see he's trying to compare the NFL combine with slavery. What in the is he thinking? Anybody. You can be a Colin Kaepernick fan. You can support him. You can love him. Do you agree that this is stupidity? These men, first of all, they weren't brought over here on ships. These men wasn't taken against their will. These men are not getting sold off and having to do free labor. These men are living in the freest country on planet Earth, doing something they love to do, playing on a full scholarship, getting a free education, working hard, working out, living their dream. And their hard work has paid off, and now they get measured on how hard they've worked, how great they have done, and they are getting paid millions of dollars. With white people everywhere loving them, buying their jerseys, and would cry if they ever got a chance to get an autograph signed. Are you really trying to compare that to slaves? Colin Kaepernick, really?
No boundary respected. No dignity left intact.
Let me say something else. And then you have the nerve to compare the owners of football teams, the head coaches, to slave owners. Are you stupid? These players, some of these players make more than the coaches, especially the assistant coaches. And you talking about slaves as if they have more money than the slave owners? Are they even making a fraction of what they're working towards? And let me tell you this, Colin Kaepernick, they don't even work all year. They play the season, and then they have an off season. You don't get no off season when you're a slave. And then let me add one more ting right there. One more ting. When you look at slavery in its entirety, Colin Kaepernick, there is no way that you can make the comparison because some of these football players don't even play. They on the bench. They're on the practice squad. You're not a bench slave. You're not on a practice squad of slavery to where you don't get in the game unless somebody get hurt. Dang, I can't believe this fool. I can't believe they let him put this on a documentary.
Look at this. Mr. Farmer got your bid. 30, James, 30 to you. 100. So, next one coming up, best one we got.
All right, we got to stop here. You see where this is going. He going to keep doing this. Let me say something else. The NFL draft is not a bid. This is pre-selected. If you were the worst team in the NFL, you get to pick first. Unless somebody trade their pick, the pick is already, everybody already know where they're picking first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. This is not a bid. They're not bidding for the first round draft pick. The weakest team in the NFL has the first round draft pick, and they're going to pick the best player for their team. Not even the biggest, the strongest, the best player for their team. They may pick a quarterback. And then, let's just say this. There are white players who get drafted too. The number one overall quarterback, the number one overall pick last year was a quarterback, and he was white. You go down and look at the draft picks, there are white people that get picked too, and people who are not black. Are you willing to say white people are facing slavery today? Like the black men who got beat back then? Are you really willing to say that? Yeah, I'm going to play a little more of it. Y'all see how stupid this is.
There we go now. Look down. Look down. I'm telling you what I want.
All right. Let's talk about this. Let's digest this real quick. So first of all, I debunked every single thing that this fool is trying to say. But let's talk about Colin Kaepernick real quick, because I think a lot of people are misunderstanding Colin Kaepernick. And I don't have to know his whole history. I know a little bit about him. I'll watch the documentary at some point so I can make another video just bashing him some more. However, he was raised by white people. This is not a black man who have an experience in America as a black man. This is a man who happened to be black, raised by white people. So if you're talking about the country and the world having privilege, brother, you grew up in privilege. If there's white privilege, you had it. And when you look at Colin Kaepernick, I never even thought he was black at all. I thought it was Arabic or something like that. I thought it was Arabic. I never thought he was a black dude. You don't look like a black dude. But when you grow your hair into an afro, okay, now you resemble, you're culturally appropriating black culture. And let me say something else, because I think this get misconstrued. First of all, you are biracial. You're not black. You're biracial. What is it with black people or people who are biracial that want to only associate with the victim side? Why can't you be biracial and say, I'm white? In many cases, if Colin Kaepernick said he was white, people would be like, dang, when he grew a fro out, people would be like, oh, he a white guy appropriating culture. Why you got to be black? Why can't you be white? You have a choice. Ain't nobody make you say whatever you are. You can say, I'm white. No, they got to pick black and then try to be a stereotypical negative image of black people. Oh, I'm the poor black person that's held down. I'm not the successful black man I'm the poor, oh, woe is me, while taking millions of dollars from Nike owned by a white man. And then that's not it. He is reportedly working out 6 to 7 days a week, or whatever you say, 5 to 6 days a week, in hopes of getting in the NFL again. I thought NFL is racist and they slave and black men, and you trying to get back in the NFL. And you know he's not trying to get in the NFL. But let me finish the video with this because I don't want it to be too long. Real quick, Colin Kaepernick was never an activist ever in his life. He only became an activist after he lost his position as the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. And to me, I think the only reason he started being an activist, he wasn't even doing it for cultural purposes. He was protesting the fact that he lost his job to a white guy because he started dating that fool. That fool. Men be messing their life up dating fools. He started dating this fool that want him to be pro-black. So when he loses his job to a white guy, he want to be pro-black, grow his fro out, and be an activist. And I honestly believe he was protesting him losing his job to a white quarterback. And then when he looked stupid in front of the world and they press him on it, he started bringing up all these people that have been shot by police. And then he just rode that wave. And let me tell you why, and I'm going to say this in my speech when I go to the University of Kentucky later on this week, is that this guy, Colin Kaepernick, you know, he does not have an excuse of why he's not playing in the NFL, and none of his excuses are related to white supremacy and they blackballing him. Bruh, Michael Vick went to prison, okay? He got out and he was a star. You got other players who have killed people in drunk driving situations, killed people, and they play in the NFL. Antonio Brown had a mental breakdown. He's secretly recording the commissioner, his coach, calling people racial derogatory terms. He's out in front of his house getting arrested and all kind of other stuff. He yelling at his baby mama, calling her bees and stuff all on Instagram. This dude should have never played in the NFL again. How did he come back? Because his drama and talent level, there's a balance. If you are incredibly talented, you can have more drama. If you ain't really that good like Colin Kaepernick, you can't have this much drama because you're too much of a distraction. I mean, I can go down a list of how many other players. Then they've given Colin Kaepernick multiple opportunities. His last opportunity, and we didn't talk about Ray Lewis' situation, where Ray Lewis was advocating for him to get an opportunity. Then his girlfriend posts a picture of Ray Lewis and the coach hugging each other like a slave and a slave owner from Django and Chains. And they said, we don't want nothing to do with you. He had an opportunity. Girl threw it away. Then they invited him back to get a tryout. He waits till 15 minutes before the tryout, then say, nah, I'm not there. I'm actually an hour and a half across the city. You need to come to me. And the coach is like, look, we already had it set up here. We already paid for this venue. Everything is done. And in the 11th hour, 15 minutes before your workout, you want all these NFL coaches drive an hour and a half to come see you try out. And then he taped himself throwing, look like my son throwing balls in the air. Bruh, you don't want to play in the NFL. He's hoodwinking y'all. He's making as much money as he can, riding the wave of victimhood. I don't see how we don't see that at this point, riding the wave of victimhood. But anyway, I'm going to get up off here because I don't want this video to be too long. I'm going to make a part 2 because I'm going to watch the actual documentary at some point. And then I'm going to make a part 2 explaining my opinion on the documentary. But comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I said. Like and subscribe to the channel. Visit the Officer Tatum store. All those links are linked below. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.